Okay, guys, before we get started, we've got to let the cat out the bag. As you know, we were in the USA for 3 weeks, and last week we were in Las Vegas. And what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And Lucinda and I came back to South Africa 4 hours ago, married. So we are finally married. I have a ring on my finger, official.
Yay.
So I know a lot of people were asking. I put a couple of things on Facebook. So yeah, we officially married. We over the moon, absolutely thrilled. And thank you, Christian. Thank you. So yes, as you guys know, we got back here. We've been traveling for 48 hours, a couple of hours sleep. And we got home 4 hours ago. So a little bit of jet lag, but we're feeling good. Feeling good.
Good and ready.
Good and ready. Okay, so I think let's officially open up the Zoom. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Chris and Lucinda, we're dialing in from Johannesburg, South Africa.
Hi there, everyone.
So nice to see you all on the call. And as you all know, in 3 weeks' time, the event is happening in South Africa, the 6th and 7th of December, the first LifeWave corporate forum ever in South Africa. So we are over the moon. The ticket sales are starting to climb. We got the facility that can take 450 people, and I believe we are going to fill it. If we do fill it, we've got a plan B for a secondary room that can open and take another 200 people. But I believe it's going to be jam-packed. And this is a very big milestone for South Africa. As you guys know, Lucinda and I, we've been part of LifeWave. November now is our 3-year anniversary being part of LifeWave. And when we started, not much was happening, not much. You can ask George. George helped us right in the beginning days, and we thought, what are we going to do? Let's get started. And it's just amazing to see what has been happening in this country and what's going to potentially happen. So without any further ado, you guys have all been waiting for this moment. We have Christian Dorner, the president of LifeWave EMEA region. Those of you that don't know what EMEA is, that's Europe, Middle East, and Africa. I think about a month ago, New Zealand and Australia just came on board and joined us into EMEA. And Christian has been part of LifeWave for, I think it's just around 6 months now. And when we first met in person, that was about 4 months ago, Christian was still brand new in LifeWave. And let me tell you, this is a gentleman that has got very big goals, because there's a certain region that he's looking after that he wants to get right up there. And we're going to be walking this exciting journey together with Christian. So the first question, the first thing I want to tell you guys is, Christian has been in the network marketing industry for, I think it's nearly 20 years, 2 decades, and comes with a lot of experience. So if anybody's the right person to be steering this ship, I couldn't think of anybody better other than Mr. Christian Dorner. Opening it up to you.
Thank you so much, you too. Hey, and congratulations. My gosh, that is a beginning. I think everybody's asking themselves the question, have you been married by Elvis Presley in Las Vegas?
The same chapel where Elvis got married, funny enough.
Oh, wow. Okay. My gosh. So, hey, that's amazing news. So I would say that's the news of the day. Congratulations.
Thank you, Christian.
Both of you. Hey, and also great to see you, George. And of course, all to see each and every one of you. It's a great honor to be on the call. My first time in touch with the team. The only people I know are you two and George, but very soon, I promise you, we will get to know each other in person. I hope we will see each other in person, of course. And yes, actually, I'm part of this industry for more than 20 years. I started in this industry in a company called Tupperware. Perhaps you know this company because it's also quite big in South Africa, and this was actually the company where I found out how powerful and big South Africa can be, because actually before that I had no clue, And looking at the map of this company, which was doing 3.5 billion sales per year, I was impressed about the potential that South Africa is carrying. And after that, I was working very closely with a few colleagues, also in business development, and looking why South Africa is so strong. And the result was always the same. It's all about the people. It's all about the relationships. It's all about how people stick together in this country. And this continent, and that's why I believe taking over the responsibility for Europe, Middle East, Africa, Australia, and New Zealand, that we are now talking to the country that will be very soon the number one in the EMEA patch. But not only there, we will play a big role internationally, and this is something I can promise you. So it's really my great honor to be with you today. Just a few words on me personally. As I said, more than 20 years in the industry, working in different companies in direct selling and also network marketing. Very passionate about what I'm doing, very passionate about this business. I could never think about anything else, doing anything else, because I think that's the most exciting business and industry you can be in, because where in the world can you be in a business that is at the same time your hobby, your way of living, your way of acting? When this comes together, then you find luck in life, and I think we can all agree to this. I'm married a bit more than 10 years, actually close to 15 years, I have to say, because our son is just turned 15. And we got married 1 year before that. We have a son, 15 years, called Paul, and a daughter that is 11 years, called Anna. And together with my wife, Maria, who's managing the family and managing me, we've been through a lot of moments in this business. And I think when I say what it means to have the right support and people who understand this business and understand what you are doing, how important it is to have these people around you, because not that it only makes it easier and better for you, but also sometimes it's very difficult to explain to the world out there what we are doing and why we love what we are doing. And when I think about this business and when I think about LifeWave, and why I love what I do, I think the most important point is that it's purpose-driven, and everything that is purpose-driven and has a intrinsic driver is perhaps the best thing you can do. I cannot think about everybody who is hunting their 9-to-5 jobs and only going there to spend the hours, and then you find something like that, like we are doing. What a relief this can be. And I think that's when we talk about changing lives, I think this is actually a superpower that we have, that we are sharing. So the purpose-driven part is a big part for me. On top of that, I'm a very factual person, so I love when effort and income match each other. And we see so many areas in the working environment where you work your off and it doesn't match, and that's really so unfair. And we are living in a world today actually where this shouldn't be the case. And that's so cool, because in this business what I learned is when you put effort in, you get something out, and there's actually no ceiling, there's nothing to think about, there's nothing to worry about, you just have to do it. And people who do it are successful, and not only the ones who talk, which is also a great reality, because also this in the other work life, you meet a lot of people who are only talking but not really about action. So I love the fact that action is something that is really tangible. And the third point and last point, I think the opportunity to build generational wealth, to build something for the generations to come, for the people to come, because what can be more beautiful than doing something for the ones you love? I think that's why we are doing a lot of things. That's why we are, placing ourselves in this world and really try to do our best. Most of the time, it's not about ourselves. It's actually about the ones we love, about our children, about our loved ones, about our parents, about our friends. And of course, when I take a look at all of you and the team, it's actually about being part of a great team. What a great opportunity, I would say. Talking about LifeWave, Chris told you, yes, I'm new. I'm just 6 months here. I can tell you it feels like much longer because we've done a lot in these last 6 months. When you think about, when I think about why I joined this company, very, very clear. One of the biggest factors why I joined this company is a gentleman called David Schmidt. Actually, I had the chance to talk to him before I joined the company, and I was so impressed that actually the question if I would like to join the company or not was not a question anymore. What an incredible gentleman, what a humble person. Everybody who has seen him or been with him or seen him talk can feel that he means what he's talking about. Being around him is something very special. And when you spend an evening with David Schmidt and you understand that he has a not only a big heart, but a product vision of, I would say, a product pipeline of a decade in front of him, you finally begin to understand that you are always just at the beginning. Wherever you are in this company, whenever you start in this company, if it was 20 years ago or if it's just yesterday, it's still only the beginning, because if you start to grasp the inspiration that David Schmidt is bringing into the game, you finally understand that that's something that is built for the future and for a very, very long time to come. No discussion about the patches. I think we have the best product in the world in our hands. I'm a big fan of X39. Actually, I'm an advocate of X39, I would say. And I always battle with my wife about which is the best patch. But at this point of time, I'm winning with X39. If I would think about building a network marketing company, inventing a product, putting these two things together, I think LifeWave is the perfect match, because the patch, the product itself, is a perfect product for this industry. Not that it was invented for the industry. I don't know if you know, but David told me that actually he was not very much looking into the network marketing industry. This came later. This came to him. But this was not his plan, to bring the product to market through this channel. And we can be extremely happy, and we are extremely lucky that it came to this channel, because that's why we're here today. And thinking about how the world is turning, especially in the last years, I think everybody would agree that self-care is the new healthcare. This is, many people are looking out for solutions. The days how I grew up of everything can be cured with the next pill, I think these days are over, and everybody's understanding that we have to do a bit more than just going to the doctor when we are ill, but really taking care about ourselves and taking care about our families. And I think that's something that's growing very rapidly around the globe. And this is actually speaking for us and speaking about actually for LifeWave. Coming to the reason why we are here today. And yes, Chris, we are here to speak about the event that is coming up. But actually, first of all, I would like to really say thank you to all of you that you are here. I'm sure many of you have been with LifeWave for a while, and being with LifeWave in South Africa for a while is something very special, because South Africa for a long time was not really very much supported by the company. And you know, resilience is a big quality in our business, but actually through the fact that you stayed and that you were active and that you took a few hits left and right, but always were building and always were moving on, actually you are the ones who are making it possible that LifeWave has decided to officially open South Africa and make it an official country of LifeWave. And actually, ladies and gentlemen, this is your achievement. This is what you have achieved, and I can only congratulate you. You know, when I have this conversation with David about the future of the company, the future of my area, we were discussing about several countries, and there are different approaches to the to tackle this. You know, LifeWave is already existing for quite a while, but still in the area of Europe, Middle East, and Africa, it's a pure startup. We have just a very, very limited amount of support. I have a handful of people, 10 people, who are managing the whole area. And we have not even started to build this company in this area. And this is something I really would like you to know. The plans for 2026 are written, and in these plans, it's very, very clear that we will have the official opening 2026 in South Africa. Where we are limited right now is actually only technology. Technology is limiting us and slowing us down in several areas, and this is where I ask for your patience. But it's far enough that we can say 2026 is the year. Still a lot of work in front of us, but let's get it moving. Because where we are now, and I know South Africa always in the top 5 of the EMEA region in terms of sales, but ladies and gentlemen, we are just at the beginning and we are scratching the surface at the most. I don't want to take down your accomplishments, but I just want to tell you that much, much more is possible. And the moment we are really getting everything started in terms of setup and operations and support for all of you, you can be extremely excited what is coming your way. And that's also the reason why we decided that it's time for the first official corporate event over in South Africa, that we come over and celebrate together with all the teams. You know, there is your team. We have several other teams in South Africa. We have the Abundance team in South Africa. We have the Manager and Beyond team in South Africa. All great teams, and all in the same situation as you are, always pushing forward, always being motivated, and never really being supported so much. And that's what I really want to change. That's where I really want to say thank you to all of you. And you can count on me and the team, on your leaders. They have been fighting so much over the last years and months that actually it's time for change. So congrats to all of you. This is your achievement. We are just the facilitators. We are just here to help you moving forward. But we are actually doing this with a lot of respect to your work. Coming to the event, what to expect? First of all, I really hope to see all of you and shake your hands and hug you because I'm extremely positive about meeting so many people and everybody who has been in the business for so long and helping us keeping the business alive and growing the business actually to an extent where many people wouldn't have thought this is possible. We have a 2-day event planned. On the first day, what we normally do at an event like that, we talk a bit about the company, we talk a bit about the vision of the future, of course, about the vision for South Africa, what's coming into our direction. We have a product training coming up. We have several testimonials speaking. Of course, we talk a bit about business skills. I think very important is also the new compensation plan, that we touch it and talk about it. I can tell you already one thing that nobody knows. 60% more people, even 67% more people earned a check in the last week. 67% more. And yes, perhaps you earned a check where you thought, like, I expected a bit more. My recommendation would be start to work the plan, because what you see right now is the payout of the old plan on the new plan, which is actually not going hand in hand. So your action needs to go with the new plan. So what my recommendation would be concerning compensation plan, focus in November and December on really working the plan in the right direction, and you will see enormous steps forward. So please don't miss this opportunity, because then when we start into 2026, we don't want to think about these things anymore. I always say the year starts beginning of November. The next year starts beginning of November. If you do not have your things sorted out in November, it really gets difficult to have a good start in the year. If you start in 1st of January, you miss the first 2 months just getting started, which is a pity for a successful year. So let's focus on this one. We will do it on the first day for sure. On the second day, we will go a bit deeper into training, and we have Alex with you. I know you all. I'm sure you all know Alex. He's our business development director, and he's amazing on stage, and he's a great trainer. He's been around for a long time, even though he's still a young guy. And he's a great trainer. He loves training, and he loves to pick up best practices and bring them to another part of the world, and share best practices. So you will love it. The Sunday is really a day to learn, and how long ever you are in this business, there's always something to learn, and I think there's always something to pick up. But overall, ladies and gentlemen, we want to celebrate. We want to celebrate your successes. We want to have fun. We want to have a day of joy, and this is actually what I'm looking forward to. So Chris and Lucinda, thank you so much, and congratulations once again. I'm really, really looking forward being part of the event.
Well, thank you, Christian. We cannot wait. We cannot wait. And yes, in South Africa, we.
Oh, I cannot hear you.
Our volume is on. Oh, there we go. Can you hear me? Hear us now? Yes. Perfect. I'm so glad that you said you want to give everybody a hug, because we are a hugging nation. We're a very friendly nation, and we all hug. So you'll feel right at home. Thank you for all the points that you touched on. One or two of the questions I was going to ask you is you covered it already, which is just shows you that we are all so on the same page. We're all in frequency. One thing I have noticed, Christian, your hair is getting darker. I see a lot less gray. So I think the X39 is definitely doing some work there.
Actually, yes. This is actually why I'm the biggest fan of X39.
I've noticed.
And actually, not only darker, but also, I was getting this first, but it's getting much better. I'm incredibly impressed, I have to say. Wow. And that's why nothing will get me off X39 so fast. So
I noticed that straight away. I noticed it. I needed to make a comment
coming
on
from
that.
I had a very tough job for the last 4.5 years. I was the CEO of Healy. I don't know if you know Healy,
Mhm.
a microcurrent device that was a startup company, a German startup company scaling across the world, over 50 countries. And when I went out of the job, actually, I had gray hair. I had really completely gray hair. And since I'm with LifeWave, my hair is turning in the old color, which is incredible, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I noticed it immediately. So, and also give it, just wait, give it another year and you're going to look like you're 10 years younger. We all know that.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
but that's that's the excitement of X39. I mean, just in the 3 years that we've been part of LifeWave, we have seen hundreds or thousands of miracles of people's lives changing.
Amazing results.
And something I want to touch on as well. You've been in the industry for 20 years. Having a product that has got over 200 patents. What would you say about that? I mean, we talk in our training. We call it the gift of no competition. Now, because you've been with companies where there's an element of competition, give us your view of, yes, we're still right in the beginning, but where does that put us as a network marketing company in this beautiful industry with a company with no competition?
Yeah, actually, if you have not seen it, then you cannot even imagine how difficult business can get, because when you start to share, and most of the time you just share your excitement about the product, this is what you do. And the last thing you need is somebody who tells you, yeah, I have it already. I use something else that looks the same. It's like the moment, you are just like down to beauty, the next lipstick, the next pill. It's so difficult because you're suddenly in a conversation where you fight against 10 other companies that are in this moment in the head of the person. And I've seen this also in my Tupperware days, in the early days, where you sell a product that is exchangeable and all the other products are much cheaper than, a bowl is a bowl. Why do you sell it for 3 times the price, But then going also into beauty and nutrition only was really a challenge as well. And actually, LifeWave is the first time I'm in a company where you actually do not have to talk about these topics at all. It's actually changing the conversation completely. And I think you can only realize it if you've seen the other side and how hard it is to build business, how hard it is to always have to fight against something that is comparable. And I think that's the biggest advantage. And talking about 200 patents, you could think about that David is producing these patents on the, just like that. But I just can tell you from my past, also having to do with founders, also with inventors, actually, in one of the companies I was working at, we were trying to get a patent for the inventor who had invented a great product. Just to get one was such a pain and so difficult to get. And so many times we had to discuss with authorities and get this thing going. It was incredibly painful. Looking at David, who has 200 patents on his name, and most likely the ideas for the 50 next already in his head, is just out of this world. For me, that's really overhuman.
Well, that's that we always talk about it, the gift of no competition. And like you say, Christian, if you haven't been on the other side to realize how difficult it is, it's very difficult when you're comparing against ingredients and my pill and your powder and your oil and my oil, the price getting into an ingredient war, pricing war. And it's just so different, where you say, you can't get this product anywhere else other than LifeWave. And that completely changes the ball game.
Completely.
But you know, LinkedIn with a unique product. So we know hands down whether we've got the best product in the world. There's just no discussion around that. But now, you know, the talk of the town, which I'm so glad you touched on it just now, is obviously compensation plan 2.0. You know, what we've got to realize is, you know, LifeWave just turned 21. As you all know, we were in Anaheim 3 weeks ago for the 21-year anniversary. And what I think people forget to realize is that compensation plan was developed 21 years ago. And I think it was Meredith that said she can't believe how well all the brand partners have done with such an old 20-year-old compensation plan. She said, she came to the company, she said, I take my hat off to everybody that you guys have all done so well.
We're so successful.
So successful. Yep. And obviously, you know, 4 years in the making. Now you've dealt with a couple of compensation plans in your journey in this industry. Your take on this new comp plan that is now obviously 67% more payout and 9 ways to earn instead of 4 ways to earn. Obviously, there is an adjustment. You know, that's with anything in life. It's quite strange. You know, I've been driving on the other side of the road in the USA for the last 3 weeks. And then we get home today, we're driving in the Uber. Just before this call, I quickly went to go and get some dinner. And automatically I drove on the wrong side of the road. And I put my windscreen wipers on instead of the indicators. and then getting to a stop street, I just realized I was home because at a stop street in the USA, you actually stop for like 2 seconds, like dead stop, and then you drive. In South Africa, we don't really see a stop sign as a stop sign. It's more like a yield. Kind of like we just fly through stop streets. We have a quick little glance. And that's when I realized very quickly I was back home when I saw people not stopping at the stop streets. But it's amazing how quickly you go back into that mode. So for a split second, I went on the wrong side of the road and I put the wipers on. But it just takes me back to the very first time that I ever drove on the right-hand side of the road. I know in Germany, you also drive on the same side as the US. And I've been driving for, you know...
On the right side. Let's say on the right.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, on the right. And, you know, having my license for over 30 years, I've been driving cars since I was 9 years old. And, you know, it becomes unconscious. You don't have to think about driving. It becomes second nature. But the very first time, about 7 years ago, when I drove in the USA, I opened the door to get in the car. The steering wheel was not there. The steering wheel is on the other side of the car. You go into a bit of a panic mode. Your hands start sweating. Your heart starts beating. You think, it's like the first time I'm driving a car. That first hour was very high levels of anxiety. But after that, your brain starts to switch over very quickly. And now back, forth, you switch over like that. And I think that's similar to like a conversation plan. People are used to things a certain way. And then when there's adjustment, people freak out a little bit. But they've just got to see the long-term view. Christian, your view on this monster comp plan on top of this monster product. What do you think comp plan 2.0? This is going to completely revolutionize the industry.
Yes, and I have to start with, again, when I started at LifeWave and I had the conversations with David, and at these days also with Meredith. Meredith is a gift to this company, and if you have not met her, I can only tell you she's just like an incredible motor for the change in this company. She's actually the one who's putting this 20-year-old ship and making a speedboat out of it. That's what she is doing, and it's an incredibly hard job and a huge job because the company is already spread around the world, but it has never been set up as a high-end network marketing company. It was more a product company, drifting along, successful, but never, you know, with all the engines and motors that you normally would have if you are a speedboat like LifeWave has always been. Now we just get the right motor. So kudos to Meredith, who's doing an amazing job. And we had this conversation about the compensation plan. And when I saw this compensation plan for the first time, I was deeply impressed, because at the first thing I saw is a deep commitment to the network marketing industry. And ladies and gentlemen, I can only tell you from being on corporate events with other companies, with other network marketing, direct selling companies around the globe, and all the connections that you make over these years. Many companies are shifting gears and going into an affiliate marketing system. They say goodbye to the network marketing approach. They say, hey, it's much cheaper to just sell online, just pay our influencers, pay our people like influencers, and just let it go. We just take care about the distribution of the product, and that's it. And so many companies, and also big companies, take these decisions and are going and leaning into this direction. The moment I saw our comp plan, I was sure LifeWave is not doing this. And this is, for me, the most valuable aspect of this whole compensation plan change and the new plan. Because this is a commitment to you, and this is a commitment to everybody who's connected to LifeWave. If you are a customer, if you're a brand partner, if you are a leader, if you are an associate, whoever you are in this company, it's a commitment to you, which is extremely strong. Second of all, whenever I saw companies changing compensation plans, it was only one reason: saving money. Putting money in their own pocket, because they found out, oh, the compensation plan is getting too expensive. When I saw that the company will actually even spend more money and invest especially more money into more people, this was a second big plus, perhaps the biggest one. And the third one, that most of the investments of the money is going to the front end of the business, to the new people joining the business, that they start earning money early. This is the third and incredibly important point, because it shows, and this is what we are always looking for. We want to show the people, we want to show them that they can start to earn money easily. And if it starts with $100, it's $100, then it's 200, then it's 500, then it's 1,000. But if you have to wait for months and months to get your first check, you are checked out before you even think about it. And this is a motor for all of you, ladies and gentlemen, that will be driving your business. You have no idea what is coming into your direction. The front end of the compensation plan is the most important part. Everything else will play out nice, I guarantee you. So that's the three reasons first. And I think my advice to the compensation plan, and Chris, you said it, going into a panic mode when things are changing, I see many people are going into a freeze mode and go leaning back and say, let's see what's happening. I take from a distance. I take a look from a distance and see what's happening and find out if it works out for me. And that's not smart. That's not smart. So that's why I said earlier, use November and December to really work the plan. Test it out yourself, and there's just one reality on each and every compensation plan around the world, however is it structured. If you are engaged and you are enrolling people into the business, every compensation plan works. Each and every one works. Your engagement and enrolling people. That's all you need. And if you need expert advice, how to place them and here are the leaders. Here are the people to talk to. These are the business builders each and every day, and they can give you all the advices. But freezing will lead to nothing. That's the reality. So share your excitement, share the light each and every day, and you will be successful with whatever compensation plan comes around the corner. And I think that's the most important thing that you have to think about right now. really move. Action brings results in this business. And this is a beautiful compensation plan with so many ways to earn that you will be, you will earn the seats that you sit right now. You will earn them within the next 3 to 6 months, double and triple from what you know from the old compensation plan. So yeah, I love the commitment from the company, though. It's such a strong sign, and it's a strong sign into the industry for sure. We will have many people moving over from other companies, I'm convinced, because seeing all these companies just dropping their commitment to the industry and moving into affiliate marketing, that's not the right path. I'm convinced.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you touched on that, because I think sometimes what happens is, I think you might agree with me on this point, because we've got such a beautiful, unique product that we can kind of like overemphasize on, if I want to call it, people run around looking for sick people. And I think we sort of miss it a little bit of the importance of the two things that people need in this world. Yes, health is very important. If you don't have your health, you can be a multi-billionaire. It means nothing, right? But health and wealth are interconnected. They sound the same, they look the same. And we've always got to remember that we need to be proud of this industry, a 136-year-old industry that we need to be proud of. And we're giving people their health back. And we're also giving people their lives back. Because, as you say, the world is completely changing. In the Uber today, when we were driving back, the Uber driver was telling us that their percentage. So, for example, if you book an Uber, 28% of that money goes to Uber. That's how it's been. They changed it about a month ago. It's now 45%. So every time you book an Uber, 45% goes back to Uber. They only keep 55%, and they've got to put petrol in. They've got to do service of the cars. We were shocked when we heard about that today. Yeah. So when I heard that today, I made sure at the end, give the Uber driver an extra tip, because now their money has been taken away. So that's where everywhere is going, where LifeWave is doing it the exact opposite. We're like salmon, we're swimming upstream and not just flowing downstream. I thought, let me ask George. George as well. You mentioned George, and I've just pinned George and I asked him to unmute. I also, just on the call, I just want to say thank you to George for introducing us to LifeWave, and thank you for your persistence. A lot of people know your persistence. You're like a dog biting onto a bone. You didn't let go. And thank you for all your help and everything you've done, and also putting a lot of the meetings together with the EMEA and making this all happen in South Africa. So I just want to say thank you for your input, George. Say hi to Christian. You're on the same screen.
So yes, thank you. And thank you to everybody for being on this call. And thank you, Chris, and congratulations, Chris and Lucinda, for you getting married. And, this is something that we worked on for a long time. And it wasn't the easiest thing. And it came together that this event, where Christian is coming and Alex is coming, came together in conversations we had in London. It wasn't actually planned. And over a table, it happened. So I want to say, thank you, Christian. I'm super excited. Personally, it's my third visit to Johannesburg, second to Cape Town, where I will go before coming to Johannesburg. And you guys, listening to Christian, hasn't this totally changed your view on LifeWave, opened your mind to something bigger? Because really, some of you I've met many of you, and some of you have been to the events, but when you start to see that it's not just about myself, not just about Chris and Lucinda, not just about, it's about something much, much bigger, then, we talked about patents and so on, but some of you have heard me say, all the other companies, all the other network companies, it's going uphill with the wind in your face. Doesn't matter, whatever they're selling, other people have got the same stuff. Vitamins, you've heard me say, supermarket, chemist, health food stores, other networks, whatever it is. Here we have something unique, and we have David. one of the things that Chris said to me, he wanted to become SPD so he could talk to David. I said that right at the beginning. I'm going to make SPD because I've got to have conversations with David. And I say, I'm very blessed that I've been able to have conversations with David, and I want to continue those conversations. So, just encourage everybody you can to come to the events, come to the event in Johannesburg. I will be doing another event in Cape Town for anybody who wants to come, because I'll be there a week before, so people who can't come to Johannesburg. When you see, there is a difference between, we've had team events in Johannesburg, but the corporate events are something else. And I'm just so happy that finally we're having a corporate event in Johannesburg. Can't wait to get there. I'm also really happy that Christian and Alex are both coming, because you're going to really get a feeling for what we're doing. And just to finish, we have something so special in our hands that, when I was fortunate enough, I got a prize last year on the stage, and they said to me, speak, but don't speak too long. And this prize was like 6 kilos, and I didn't expect it. I really didn't expect it. I was, they said, say something. So I said, I'm not usually short. It kind of came to me. I'm not usually short of something to say, but get this from your head to your heart and take it to the world. There were 7,000 people in the room, but it came out perfectly. And that's where I will leave it today. Really, guys, get this from your head to your heart, and let's take it to the world. Because I'm just going to add one more thing. I say this. We got 2 products. We got the patches and everything else that David's going to bring. That's one product. The other product is the compensation plan. They're both as important as each other. See you in Johannesburg or Cape Town if you're not able to get to Johannesburg and you're in Cape Town.
Awesome.
And thank you, Christian.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Christian. I'm really looking forward to meeting again. We've met now we were in London, in maybe twice in London, I'm not sure, and in Anaheim, and now in Johannesburg, and we only know each other for 5 months or something. I love it.
In 3 weeks. Thanks, George.
Thank you.
Okay.
Everybody.
Internet. Okay, can you hear us? Internet unstable. Okay. You want to quickly say something? I'll let Christian finish.
Just to recap, everybody, as you know, and everybody's mentioned, the main event, that is the corporate LifeWave Forum, happening on Saturday the 6th and 7th, Sunday, December. It's a 2-day event. Invites did go out. The link is on the groups. We'll share it again. There is also an incentive running, guys, or 2 actually. The one being, if you have prospects and you bring them on the day and the morning for the Saturday, the first part of the session with a full presentation, if they decide to sign up and join LifeWave at a core kit or above, they will receive a free sleeve of the Eon patches. Now that means they have to sign up before the end of that sort of session, if I can call it. So get your people ready, get them lined up. If you need to have them exposed to the upline as well, so we can have them ready. We really need to show corporate that we're coming with our power. Team333 is going to fill that space, that room. We know we're going to just bring our A game. Then there's also an incentive for the top 10 recruiters for November. We'll have dinner with the SPDs and the corporate team on the Friday night. That information is also going out. So we are looking forward to having our team there, and let's fill those spaces. Let's take all 10 those positions for dinner with the corporate team. What do you guys say? I think that's everything. More invitations will roll out and more information as we go. I'm happy to say that the SPDs, Chris and myself, Sandy Feast, and a few leaders from the team 333 will be on stage. So looking forward for that to roll out in the next few weeks, and just representing our team in a big way, and then representing South Africa. As Christian mentioned, we know that there's lots of other teams in the country, and this is us all coming together, holding hands, and making South Africa and then Africa one of the strongest countries in the EMEA. Thank you, Christian.
Oh, thank you, my angel.
Pleasure.
So one last thing in closing off, and I'll hand it right back to Christian, and he can close the meeting for us. It was about 3 months ago when we were in London, and we were having dinner, and I'll never forget this. Just chatting to Christian, and I said, Christian, you've got experience in Africa. And we were chatting, and I said to him, I'm going to make a statement now, and I want to see whether you are going to agree with me or disagree. So Christian just had a smile and said, fire away, tell me your question. I said, right, you know Africa. South Africa is obviously going to be, the launch pad. Now, guys, everything patience, everything takes time. We just got to be patient. But you know what? The spotlight is here, and it's going to happen. And I said to Christian, do you believe that once we are up and running and we get Africa up and running, and I looked at Christian, I said, do you think that Africa would be bigger than North America? And he didn't flinch. He nodded his head and he said, yes. And he said, yes. Because you know what? The competition is on. Christian's got EMEA, and there's big goals of where we're going to take this to. I don't think people realize how strong Africa actually is. And when we get Africa right, guys, sure, that's going to change the dynamics of everything. So, Christian, over to you. Comment on that comment again, and then you can close off the meeting for us. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I remember this conversation, Chris, and actually, it's just pure mathematics. When you talk about more than 1 billion people, there's not many countries who can, or continents that can come against that. So we can stay quite relaxed and just to build the jumping block from where we are really building this business all over the planet. Closing this meeting, ladies and gentlemen, dear team, these are actually the things I like the most, getting connected to people. That's the magic of this business. That's what it's all about. For me, it's now the day is coming to an end, for you as well. We have been doing our things, we have been running through our lives. And isn't it amazing to be part of a business like that? Isn't it amazing to be part of a family like that? I think that we should be really grateful for that, and I'm extremely grateful for that. I'm really very much looking forward to meeting all of you. So please come over, fill the spots. Of course, on the Friday evening, I would be happy to host you for the dinner, but of course also for the 2 days where we can really show that we are landing in South Africa and we are getting started all over. Okay. I'm very much looking forward to meeting each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your time and the passion that you put into LifeWave each and every day. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Christian.
Thank you, Christian.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for taking the time out and spending time and meeting our team online, and then in 3 weeks' time meeting everybody in person. Guys, thanks for taking the time out. The recording will be going out tomorrow, and get your tickets booked. Get your tickets booked.
You don't want to miss out on this one. It's going to be powerful.
Thank you, guys. So nice to be back in South Africa. Love you all. See you all soon. Night, everybody.
Take care.
Love you all.
Thanks, Christian. Have a nice evening.
Bye, everybody. Bye.